Welcome back to Blue Jays Express. $430 million. That's the number shaking Major League Baseball to its core. A number so absurd, so unreal, that at first everyone thought it was fake news, until the reports started to line up. Until respected journalists, the ones who never chase clickbait, began saying the same thing. Toronto is about to make history. Yes, the Toronto Blue Jays are preparing for a move that could completely rewrite their future. A signing that would not only shatter every financial record in franchise history, but also send a message to the entire league. Toronto is done being the underdog. They're going all in. And if the leaks are true, the player behind those $430 million could become the cornerstone of a new baseball dynasty north of the border. But before we reveal who he is, and before I explain why the Blue Jays are ready to spend nearly $500 million, subscribe to support the channel. Because what's coming next might be the biggest move of the decade. And as always, let's go Dodgers. The storm begins. It all started after one of the most heartbreaking endings in Blue Jays history. 2 outs away from their first World Series title in over 30 years. And it slipped through their fingers. Toronto's clubhouse was silent that night, a silence that said it all. The message was clear. We're good, but not good enough. Since that moment, insiders around the league have whispered that the Jays front office has one mission this offseason. Go for the kill. Forget rebuilding. Forget small moves. This time, they want a superstar. And then, a few days later, Sports Illustrated dropped the bomb. The article read, "The Blue Jays enter free agency in the best position they've ever had. One perfect move could turn them into instant favorites for 2026. That perfect move became the talk of every baseball forum. Fans flooded social media trying to guess who it was. Some said it had to be a pitcher. Others swore it was an infielder. But the details didn't fit because the numbers, 10 years, $430 million, were reserved for something much bigger. The echo spreads. Within hours, Newsweek confirmed the same figure, calling it a franchise-altering deal. Their headline was crystal clear. Blue Jays predicted to sign $430 million stud after World Series defeat. They weren't quoting anonymous bloggers. They cited respected analyst Ryan Finkelstein from Just Baseball, who claimed the front office was prepared to make an offer worthy of the game's elite. And then came ESPN's Jeff Passan, one of the most credible voices in baseball, who said this exact deal would be the ideal move to crown Toronto as the American League favorite. When insiders from different outlets start aligning like that, you know something's cooking. Leaks like these don't happen by accident. Someone inside wants this story out there, to test reactions, to heat up negotiations, or maybe to prepare fans for what's about to be announced. Why? It makes sense. Toronto is in the middle of its golden window. They have the roster, the momentum, and for the first time in decades, the money. After their playoff run, postseason bonuses, ticket sales, and new TV revenue reportedly added more than $50 million to their budget. They can finally act like a big-market team. And it's not just about the money, it's about the message. They want the world to know Toronto isn't a stopover, it's a destination. A place where stars can win titles and build legacies. Every great franchise has that one bold signing that changes everything. The Dodgers had Mookie Betts. The Yankees had Judge. The Blue Jays want theirs. And according to the rumors, that moment is now. Clues about the player. So, who is this mysterious superstar worth nearly $500 million? Here's what we know. He's not a pitcher. He's not a prospect. He's a proven 5-tool player. Hits for average, hits for power, runs, fields, throws. He's left-handed, versatile in the outfield, and entering his prime at age 27. Since 2021, he's crushed 134 home runs, been selected to 4 straight All-Star games, won a Gold Glove, and taken home 2 Silver Slugger awards. He plays the game with a quiet intensity, no showboating, just production. His current team? A recent champion. His contract? Expiring. His next destination? If the reports are right, Toronto. And his name? We'll get there. The why behind the madness. Now, let's talk about why this move makes perfect sense. The Blue Jays have been searching for balance. They've relied heavily on Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Bichette, but when one slumps, the offense collapses. They need another centerpiece, someone who can carry the load when others falter. Their analytics department has been pushing for a left-handed power bat for years. Someone who can exploit the short right field porch at Rogers Center. Someone athletic enough to upgrade the defense and aggressive enough to set the tone. Add all those factors together, the need for balance, power, leadership, star appeal, and only one name fits all the boxes. The same name that now dominates every insider headline. The reveal, yes, it's Kyle Tucker, the Houston Astros all-around star, the man who helped define an era in Houston and could now be the face of a new one in Toronto. According to multiple outlets, the Blue Jays are frontrunners to land him in a 10-year, $430 million mega deal. The Yankees and Dodgers are lurking, but Toronto has momentum on its side. Think about it. Tucker batting third, right before Guerrero Jr., with Bichette behind them. That's not just a lineup. That's a nightmare for every pitcher in the American League. Imagine opening day, Rogers Center packed, Canadian flags waving, Tucker stepping to the plate in a brand new blue jersey, the crowd holding its breath, and then crack. First swing, first home run. A new chapter begins. Why? It's a perfect fit. Tucker isn't just talent, he's reliability. He plays 140 games a year, steals bases, and never shies away from big moments. He's quiet, disciplined, and beloved by teammates. Exactly the kind of professional Toronto's front office has been looking for. And stylistically, he fits perfectly beside Guerrero. One righty, one lefty. One explosive bat, one surgical swing. Opposing managers would have nightmares setting a bullpen for that duo. It also makes sense from a business perspective. Tucker brings marketability. He's young, American, charismatic, and already a household name. A Tucker signing would boost jersey sales, attendance, and media attention across Canada and the U.S. The risks they're ignoring. Of course, a deal like this isn't without risk. Tucker's 2025 numbers, .266 average, 22 homers, 73 RBIs, dipped slightly, largely due to a hand injury. Spending $430 million on anyone with an injury history is bold, but Toronto knows that greatness requires risk. The front office is betting that the injury was temporary, that Tucker's prime years are still ahead, and they might be right. Even in a down year, he's still ranked among the league leaders in on-base percentage and defensive runs saved. That's what makes him worth the gamble. The bigger picture. If this signing becomes reality, it changes everything. The Blue Jays stop being that talented team that almost made it. They become contenders, genuine, year-after-year contenders. It would be a declaration of intent. Toronto is done waiting. They're here to build a legacy. And for the league as a whole, it would prove something important. That baseball's biggest stars no longer belong only to the Yankees, Dodgers, or Mets. That Canada can compete and win on the same stage. Closing. The calm before the announcement. For now, there's no official confirmation, no press conference, no photo op with the jersey. But the signs are there, the synchronized leaks, the insider alignment, the silence from Houston. Something's happening behind closed doors. Maybe when you watch this video, the deal is already signed. Maybe it's still being negotiated. Either way, the writing's on the wall. The Blue Jays are about to make the biggest move in their history. And if that $430 million check clears, the entire MLB landscape will shift overnight. So tell me, do you think Kyle Tucker is worth it? Would you spend $500 million to bring him to Toronto? Drop your thoughts below. And remember, this story isn't over. The moment anything becomes official, you'll hear it here first. So hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and stay tuned, because something historic is coming. And when it does, baseball will never look the same again. Let's go Jays. Let's make history.